Hi, this is Carrie Amaro, and welcome to day 8 of our 12-day series where we'll be talking about leverage, the healthy kind and the dangerous kind, and how to spot it and some remedial actions you can start taking today. So, are you ready? Let's get started. Now, let's start off with what everybody knows. Borrowing isn't the issue. Blind leverages. Most leaders, most business owners don't fail because they took on too much debt. They struggle because they misunderstood what that debt really required of that business. Now, I want to start by asking you that question. Do you understand what the debt you took on requires from your business? And that's the concept of today's discussion, is looking at your specific situation. Some look at total debt and panic, or worse, they look at revenue growth and feel safe. But the real story of leverage is told somewhere else. It's told in the combination of your EBITDA coverage, your cash timing, the bank's perspective of your risk level. And by the time those signals tighten where you feel it, it's usually too late to react calmly. Healthy leverage exists when EBITDA comfortably covers your debt service, when cash flow timing supports those payments, when any covenant requirements feel stable with a cushion. A business should have flexibility, and healthy leverage feels like controlled pressure, predictable obligation, strategic use of your capital. Dangerous leverage, however, happens when that debt service starts consuming that operations flexibility, and not only in cash, but literally your operations. When slight EBITDA coverage starts causing that volatility, when liquidity becomes tight and covenants start feeling like a moving target, that's dangerous leverage. Now, 3 ways you can spot that dangerous leverage. And number one, that shrinking EBITDA cushion, that small dip in EBITDA that starts triggering covenant concerns, reduced coverage ratios, and every month starts feeling to you like lender anxiety. I want to pause here because this is not an indication of, oh, I have a leverage issue. This is an area where you have exposure issues because slight changes in EBITDA should not derail your business. So I want you to take time and think about that. Let's move on to number 2, liquidity tightens despite profitability. If you're profitable, but constantly watching cash, if you're delaying payments or stretching out your vendors, your leverage is likely outpacing your cash cycle. So let's start talking about those 3 ways that you can potentially mitigate that leverage risk. Number 1, recenter around EBITDA coverage. Don't just track your debt levels, track your EBITDA stability. We talked about trailing 12 months. Compare it to the story that your debt service coverage ratio trend is telling you. And look at sensitivity scenarios as to why that particular period looked that way. It's so much fun to do and it's so informative for you to make changes. And I want you to start asking questions. What happens if my EBITDA drops 10 to 15%? If the answer that you feel when you say my EBITDA drops 10 to 15%, if you start getting a panic in you, you need to adjust. Okay, so start with that quick test.
To catch the complete episode, you can find me on either iTunes, YouTube, Audible, Spotify. I do hope you enjoy.